Winter barley, giving it its fungicide, and just a week, well I wouldn't say a week, but 4 or 5 days too late on it really. I mean, weather won't let us, it's been unrelentless, pretty showery. So yeah, I didn't really want to see as much here as this, but anyway, needs must, it's getting it. So it looks well though. Really picked up since we've had a bit of rain. Cold's taken its toll, and the drought's took its toll, but it's really bloody catching up now. Shifting like mad. Yeah, I was on about growth stage, sort of being a bit late on this barley, and if you look, the one on the right here, that's when it should have been done. And this is like sort of a bit more mature plant. I mean, half it's like that. Well, to be fair, majority of it's like this with a full ear emergence, rather than that. And that's the optimum time, is that one here. But as I said, weather won't let us. But anyway, it won't harm. But you know, anyway, we missed that boat at the perfect timing, because I think this spraying job nowadays is about perfect timing. I mean, you know, when it's going to get the maximum out of what you're pouring on, you know. This winter barley here is probably on some of our lightest soils, and a month ago, before weather broke, it looked shocking. It looked like it was going to die. In fact, another fortnight of dry weather, it would have died, I think. Or it wouldn't have been very well. But it looks a picture now, actually. Looks really nice. It looks quite promising, really. You never do big yields off this land, it's too hungry. This hungry sand, it don't produce massive yields. If you get 3 tonne, you've done very, very well. 2.5 tonnes more realistic figure. Everybody's got a mate though, what? We're doing 3.5, we're doing 4 of barley, 5 of wheat. Don't know what they're doing, because we can't really do it. I mean, we've had our big yields, we've had some real good yields. We had some 4s of winter barleys, not last year, they were poor last year, but no, spring barleys, poor last year, but year before, bloody hell, we had quite a few new 4. We don't know what we did, but we did it right. And unbelievable yields. I mean, this is only counting trail, isn't it? Not but Weybridge, but yeah, some nice yields, nice corn. Last year's not to brag about. We averaged 1.5 tonne, and I think that's maybe exaggerated, spring barley. We just need some sun now. I think we're going to get it. There's 2 weeks of quite high, it's high pressure coming, and it looks quite promising. But we just need some serious sunshine to warm stuff up and make stuff grow and fill up. You know, makes you feel better and all when the sun's shining. It's lovely now. It's depressing when it's pissing down and horrible. I don't know whether you watch him, Ollie's Contract. It's quite an interesting fella, really. Got all sorts going on. Likes his new stuff. He was on about the Australians flooding the market with, well, he won't actually, he wasn't thinking it's a threat, but a few people have said to me about, oh, wait till Australians start sending barley and bloody lamb and beef over, you know, knacker our economy. Well, do you think it will? Because it's a long bloody way, is it 12,000 miles? Oh, surely we can produce it cheaper than then they can send it over here. And have they got the surplus? Because at the moment everything's getting eaten by mice, isn't it? So as long as and if we do open the markets and let them bring stuff in, you know, they ought to be bloody prepared to take some stuff back over. Keep it fair. And also he mentioned in this Ollie lad, Ollie Harrison he's called. He's a decent kid like. And he mentioned that, what was he on about? Oh, maybe getting, there's talk of an American deal as well, opening American free trade. Well, that's alright, but if they start flooding our market with stuff, we want to be on a level playing field. You know, they've got all this GM technology. You know, let's have a go at that, so we can combat this black grass. You know, if we can grow corn among bloody and round up it, you know, fair dues. But you know, if we aren't allowed, don't let them send their bloody stuff over here. You know. Anyway, political rant over. But no, he's an interesting fella actually. Is that Ollie contract? Yeah, give him a look. Plus daily, I don't know how he honestly gets the time. Just spraying some sterile brome in a wheat of ours. It's a bit disappointing really. Look, that bloody blackgrass has just reared its head. We knew there was a bit of a problem in here, but bloody hell, we didn't realise it was as bad as this. So next week I'm going to come and spray these patches off, because there won't be a lot of corn in them on that one anyway. So, and try and eliminate the problem a bit. We had a meeting the other day with a couple of advisors about this English nature job, and this is one of our corners. There's about, I'd say, a small hectare. It grows now. Look, it's always wet, and you know, it's always a problem, and it's a little stupid nab end in a field as well. So we're going to just eliminate the problem. I mean, it costs. What I'm doing now is costing. We're going to get an out of it, so we're going to cut this off, measure it. It'll be about, I don't know, an acre and a half in here. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to choose your little horrible pockets and put them down to English nature. You have to drill them with a bird mix, overwinter bird mix, which is quite expensive. It's about £50 an acre. Well, I haven't really done my shopping yet. The cheapest one I can find is £50 an acre. A minute. So, and it consists of all sorts. There's bloody what is in it? Some veggies, some sunflowers, some white radish, cricket barley. Or whether you can brew a mix up yourself by buying some straights. But I think you'd probably, well, you do have to show proof of purchase of your seed and one thing and another. No, it's, I won't say it's money for now, but you just mix them little horrible pockets of land here, and you're doing a little bit for environment. So, but the blackgrass in here, bloody hell, it's a serious, you know, spray all these off, bugger it. What we did in next field, and it wasn't quite as bad as this, but we ploughed it and drilled it real late. It was like late November, and to be honest, it stood not looking pretty all winter, and now it looks pretty good. It looks pretty promising. You know, it's all tillered out, and it's very, very clean. A couple of little patches what I'm going to go and spray off, but no, it's done the trick, and the plan is not to plough it for the next 4 or 5 years, you know, just sort of tickle around with the top. Tickle around the top and try not, and so them seeds you've ploughed down, hopefully 5 or 6 years time, the professionals say, or the experts say, that they're dead. They haven't got no life. So, and you just sort of work with that top of the 3 or 4 inch and try and not let daylight to them seeds what you've ploughed down. These 2 fields of wheat here, That one's the ones I've just sprayed, what's absolutely riddled with blackgrass. Well, these two fields we've found very, very similar for the last few years, but it's had a sort of a role reversal, if that makes any sense. This one was like that last year, and what we decided to do, we drilled that real early, right? So no, drill this real late. This was like, I think it was the 2nd week or the 3rd week in November. We've got a weather window where, and what we did with this, we ploughed it and powered it. So the idea is to get all them blackgrass seeds down, you know, like, because this was riddled with blackgrass seeds down, and then whatever grew on top, which wasn't a lot, we got a good kill with Roundup, and then we came in with a little combination, real light footprint, and drilled it with wheat, and like I said, it's 3rd week of November. And you can find odd blackgrass, but bloody hell, there ain't many. There ain't many at all. And I mean, the wheat, to be fair, isn't that thick. It's tilled really good. Knowing what I do now, I wish I'd put a bit heavier seed rate on. Well, in fact, if we do same again this time, I'll make sure we put a hell of a seed rate on. And I think in this middle, slugs had its fill. See, there's a blackgrass coming. And like, you can find odd one. There's another. But you can't see them yet. But whether there's too many to for us to sort of rogue and hand pick out, I don't know. There's another. I don't know, but I'll do same again this time. Instead of ploughing it, we'll not plough it, but just work the top. Straight as soon as we get this crop off, work the top, let it green up, make something like a seed bed, and try and do same again this time, because we've got a 1/10 of the count of last year. You know, there's odd ones, but there ain't bloody many at all. So whether it's the answer, I don't know. There's 2 different varieties of wheat in here. The Saki, you can see that line. The Saki to the right, and Revelation to the left. I'm undecided which is the best wheat. That stands a bit taller, does the Saki. But if you look there, and you look there, that definitely, Revelation here, definitely can stand a wet time better than Saki. You know, because that's flooded out and been sort of struggled. And I think Saki came out first, to be honest, so it had a bit more vigour. But it hadn't withstood winter as good as the Revelation. I mean, we can't tell until harvest, but it'd be interesting to see. Now, we've grown this Saki, I don't know whether it's going to, I've said before in my previous videos about old varieties, stick with them if you know what they can do. Yeah, these breeders say how they've grown out of this and that, but how can they change? I don't know. Revelation was one of the highest yielders last year. All these, such as your Skyfall, it didn't do very well in the yield charts. We've never grown it, like, but people crow on about it. It's a brilliant wheat, but we've never grown it. And I think it can produce at right time, but last year I don't think it did very well at all. But yeah, this Revelation, to say it was putting in late bad conditions, looks pretty promising. See, there's the bloody different bit, look that. Don't know. Paul, I don't know what to say about that. We'll see the harvest. Right, I'm off to the pub now. First time in ages. Been out for a meal since lockdown, sort of sat outside freezing my tits off. That wasn't much fun, but I went to the pub with a mate this afternoon, a couple of mates with the wife. So yeah, looking forward to it. So that's it. Put out pigs and then go get me going out clobber on. Go paint the town red. Bye for now.